Welcome to another broadcast of the Debra Rufini Show on the ArtistFirst Radio Network. All past shows are archived. You can find them at ArtistFirst.com. And now, from England, here she is, your host, Debra Rufini.
Greetings from England. This is Debra Rufini with another episode of the Debra Rufini Show. Today it is my absolute pleasure to be speaking with my dear friend Julie. As you know, lately in the show, the subject of female-to-female abuse has been covered. At a time when I wanted to meet with my abuser in order to receive my unanswered questions, Julie, someone I hadn't even met back then, kindly offered to come with me. However, we decided it was best not to go ahead with this. But upon meeting with Julie to discuss this, she opened up to me about her life and her story of her female abuser, which was quite interesting because, as far as I was concerned, I was just meeting someone who had kindly offered to come with me. I had no idea about Julie's story. So, hi Julie, how you doing?
Hello, Deborah.
Hey, it's good to be speaking. Seems funny speaking to you on the phone because we've done this face to face. So it's good. Have you had a good day?
Yes, thank you. How was yours?
Yeah, it's been all right. It's been a bit dull here, isn't it? It's been a bit cold. Yeah. And I saw on Facebook earlier you took Oscar out for a walk.
Yes, we went to the beach and it was very cold and very windy.
Oh, he had his little coat on though, didn't he?
He does, yes. He always wears his sweatshirts when it starts to get cold.
For the viewers, Oscar is... Sorry, is he a greyhound or a whippet? You have he's a greyhound, isn't he?
He's a whippet.
Sorry, I've got it in my head. He's a greyhound. He's not. He's a whippet. And he's very, very cute. And he's a rescue dog, isn't he?
He is, yeah.
Oh, he's lovely. And he's got a good mama.
Thank you.
Oh, so, yeah, I mean, Julie, if you're happy to sort of share with us a bit about what was life like for the young Julie growing up? Was it a happy childhood? What sort of childhood was it like?
No, it was actually far from happy. I think as a child, to me, it was normal because I didn't know any different.
Right.
I was the youngest of 5 children.
Oh. Right.
And therefore the smallest.
Yeah.
And the oldest 3 had long left by the time I was born.
Right.
So there was just me and a brother who was 18 months older than me, left at home with our mother. And she was a terrible mother. It was constant emotional abuse and physical abuse.
Oh, God.
Being told I should never have been born. Everything was my fault. Just constant beating, sometimes on a daily basis. We moved around a lot because I think hindsight's a wonderful thing. And I can see now that at times when we lived in an area where people started to see the type of person she was, she would soon move. I think up until the age of 16, I'd lived in approximately 15 different areas and houses.
Wow.
And, I mean, there was one point in particular, I think I was 9 or 10 years old, where she repeatedly slashed me with a hose pipe. And all down one side of my body was just slashed open. So the next day the school took me to hospital. And social services, and then again when people figured out who she was, it was all my fault. I was an evil child, I was born evil, everything was my fault. And that's when we made our biggest move from Hampshire to Devon. And then the abuse was just continual, it never stopped. And I always thought it was strange because it was always me and not my brother.
Right.
Who got hit. He was treated very well in comparison. And now that I've seen the records from when I was a child, even the social workers say that all of her abuse was directed at me. And I think that's because I am a female, and she was one of those people who loved her boys and just didn't seem to like females, whether it was a jealousy thing.
Yeah.
I'm still not sure, but yeah, my childhood was certainly not happy, but I said at the time I didn't know any difference.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, sure. I guess if that's all you've known, then that's sort of your normality.
Yeah.
So did she... That's strange, isn't it? I mean, it speaks volumes about... I wonder... I mean, do you know much about her background? For her to have taken it out on you because you couldn't help the gender you were born, I mean, that's bizarre.
I know that her mother had the same amount of children as mine, actually.
Yeah.
And from the story she told me, she wasn't treated well at all. Apparently her mother treated her terribly, but then I would always say, and I still say to people now, that that's not an excuse. I mean, she would quite often say, well, I had the same when I was young, and I remember thinking, well, I have it now, but I'm not going to go around and beat up small children.
Yeah.
I'm going to do the opposite, because I know that what you're doing is wrong.
Yeah.
In a way, she just, although she saw it, and I'm aware that behaviour is learned, I still think that as human beings, we always have a choice.
Yeah.
We can choose to follow people who do things in a bad way, or we can choose to be better than them and do things differently.
That's right. Yeah, there's the whole thing, isn't it? There can be reasons but never excuses.
Yeah.
It's not an excuse to say, well, I've had it, so therefore I'm going to inflict it on you. I mean, that's a really lousy excuse. Oh my goodness, that's right. I was reading a similar, I think I mentioned to you when we met, I was in the process of reading Mae West, but Mae was the daughter of Rose West. And, it was very much sorry, to the audience, I don't know whether... When did the West case come about, Judy? Was that about sort of 94, something like that?
I remember seeing, I was 40 now, and I remember when I was very small seeing things on the television about them.
Yeah, it was, I think it was early 90s. So, yeah, sorry, to the US audience, Fred and Rose West were a married couple, and they would pick up young girls and take them back to 25 Cromwell Street was their address, and they would just abuse them. And part of the interest in that story was that you don't expect a wife, a mother, a woman to do the horrific things that Rose West did. So the daughter had written, I think it was published last year, one of the daughters, Mae, she had published a book about the treatment of her mother. And so I'm reading that, Julian, and in that, it's kind of looking at Rosie's background and a repetition of the behaviour that she had when she was young, inflicting it on her offspring and the victims that they would pick up. And you think, well, it's just crazy to sort of not be in remorse about that just because you've received it yourself. It's just ridiculous, isn't it?
Yes, I think there could also be a certain amount of ignorance there. I mean, a few years ago when I saw my mother, I had my child abuse records because I wanted to confront her about them. Yeah. And I said to her, I want you to take some responsibility for what you've done. Yeah. Because she had said that I was lying, the social workers were lying, she would never do those things. Oh. And her response to me asking for her to take responsibility was, I don't know what that means.
Oh, my goodness. It's not just evil, it's infuriating.
Yes, it's one of those things that I said, I think a lot of it is ignorance. I think the impression I always got from her is, I mean, we live in a society now filled with media. Everybody knows that hurting a child is wrong.
Yeah.
So she knows that, but she chooses to ignore it or justify it in her own mind.
Do you reckon part of that is, if she doesn't admit to it, then she's feeling better about her behaviour? I don't know. What do you reckon that's about?
Yes, it could be as well. And something that came to light recently was I found out that she's been saying some terrible things about me, which were untrue. And I think sometimes I've seen it in other places as well, where sometimes the only way people can feel better about themselves is to try and make other people look worse than them.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, she did it. Look at what she's done. It's Yeah. That's just absolutely... Well, there's the alternative. That's the whole thing, isn't it? Are there some people, I don't know about born evil, but born without a conscience? I don't know. I've never known what to think about that.
Yeah, I've had the same thoughts, and I just don't... I don't know if it's that they're born without a conscience, or if they just choose to ignore it.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess, there's a difference, isn't there? Yeah. It could be...
It's like the lady who wrote the book, Mae West. It's like, if Rose West had an awful childhood, and she's inflicted those things on little girls, well, Mae West isn't doing that.
No, that's right. Yeah, it's that's evidence that there's just no excuse, is there? There's yeah. Oh my goodness, it's awful. It's so, and what makes it harder with someone who doesn't admit to doing wrong is there's no chance for counselling for them, because counselling can only work with people who recognise they need counselling, they need help.
Yes, I mean, you're right. I grew up with my head in a terrible place.
Yeah.
And I turned to drink and drugs.
I'm sorry.
And in my late 20s, well, I'd say in my mid-20s, I realised I had a problem, and I chose to continue. And when I was 30, I joined some groups where I could get some support and some help to stop, which I did. But I had to admit it to myself first before I would be able to accept the help and support.
Of course, yeah. And that's a big thing to do. That is it's a big step, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've come through so much. I mean, you really have come out the other end of it. And I just thinking about, I mean, you really are very far removed from how your mum is, aren't you? I mean, Julie's a very kind, very placid, very gentle and giving person, and it's hard to believe that you're your mum's child, you know. And I wonder if, I mean, there must be jealousy issues there. The fact that you've turned out to be a nice person, and I don't know. I think.
I think you're right. There is jealousy there. I think that she would never want for me to be a better woman than she was, and I mean that wouldn't be difficult anyway.
Yeah.
So I think she was always trying to just put me down and make me feel bad. Didn't want me to make anything of myself, because then she would feel better about herself.
Yeah. It makes me wonder if she ever had goals and things she wanted to achieve that she couldn't, and she was fearful that you would, as a female.
I don't know. I mean, she got married at 60, went and started a family. She was never a clever person. She wasn't bright at all. I'd say in school she would have been in the bottom classes of everything.
Oh, right.
So she's not an intelligent person. So she just had children, and she always did jobs like cleaning jobs or care homework, like low paid. She had no qualifications or anything to speak of.
Yeah. I wonder if that says quite a bit. I mean, life isn't about what you achieve, it's about who you are. But I'm wondering if she felt, if she didn't do well, she may have been, it's just got an element to it, hasn't it? That there's some sort of, she's got to take it out on the daughter. Don't know. It just, was she an aggressive person? I mean, as in, was she quite miserable, eaten up inside sort of person?
She's always quite a negative person. Like, we would walk down the street, and it would be a beautiful sunny day, and instead of saying, "Oh, isn't the sunshine beautiful? Isn't this great?" she'd see an overweight person walk past and go, "Oh, look at them, they're really fat." And it'd be like, then she'd always have negative things to say when she's surrounded by beauty. And
yeah,
I used to always say to her, "You've never got anything nice to say something positive." And I remember one day saying that to her, "Say something positive," and she was silent for 5 minutes. She couldn't think of one positive thing to say.
Wow. Or was that a reflection of thinking, crap, I am this negative person? I don't know. She really was struggling, was she, to find something?
Yeah, she couldn't think of anything to say that was positive. But again, I think if she's walking down the street saying horrible things about people, then again, it must be to try and make herself feel better about herself. So it's all of a reflection of her rather than what's around her.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? And she probably didn't like your insightfulness, that you noticed this and mentioned it. And again, that was another sort of threat, wasn't it?
Yeah, I will say, but when I was 30, when I went to some groups to help to stop drinking and taking drugs, I can still remember the look on her face now when I told her I was getting help and I was going to stop.
Right.
It was, she wasn't happy about it at all. It was almost like she was miserable that I was doing something to help myself.
Yeah, that says a lot, doesn't it? And you think a mother would the automatic reaction should be, "Oh, what is there anything I can do? Can you talk to me about it?" She never once said, "You can talk to me about anything," or.
No, I remember once something really upsetting happened. Somebody I went to school with, who I liked very much, was murdered at a young age.
Oh, sorry.
And I'd gone home and I said, like, "Mum," I won't mention her name, but I said, this girl is dead, she's been murdered. And I was in floods of tears.
I bet.
And the nicest thing she could say was, "Well, she probably deserved it," and she walked off.
No! Oh, my goodness. What was her motive? Did she know anything about the person that she believed to?
Well, she knew it was just a school friend of mine who I used to hang out with, who was absolutely lovely.
Yeah. Dear, oh dear. That's beyond belief, isn't it? No consoling you, no...
No, nothing like that at all.
Do you ever remember her hugging you? Did she ever hug you at any point?
That's an interesting question. I'm trying to think of a time when she hugged me. No, actually.
She never once told you she loved you?
No, I don't. She might have done when I was really little, but I can't. I remember things that have happened to me in my life that have been quite traumatic when I've needed her.
Yeah.
And she was just never there for me.
Yeah, that is not good. It does say, all of this says an awful lot about her, doesn't it? I mean, you know, you just can't excuse that sort of behaviour, even if it's something like through fear of her breaking down herself due to her own life and her own insecurities and her own brokenness. You know, you'd think it would be better for her to break down about the person she is rather than have this cold attitude and completely non-caring.
Yeah, I think maybe with people like that, if they break down, it's a lot to sort of take responsibility for and admit to yourself that you've done those things. So maybe it's just easier not to.
Yeah. It could be, doesn't it? Again, it's that kind of makes sense, but it's not the answer, is it? You know, all that tension and anger that a person must be holding on to, rather than just having a good cry and admitting to, you know, being the person they are. That's very fair to say. But what about your brothers? I mean, do you have support from them? Do they recognise this?
They said she had 5 children.
Yeah.
And she's in her 70s now. I mean, I've not seen her for years because I choose not to be around that person. But I can sit here now and I can say that if she were to die next week, none of her children would be at her funeral.
That says a lot, doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah, that does speak volumes. In a sense, that's supportive for you, isn't it? Knowing that it's not just you that feels this way, that feeling is shared.
Yeah, I think although the others didn't have the physical abuse that I had, she was never really close. Although she loved her boys and she would do anything for them, she wasn't close to them emotionally.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's the main reason they feel they wouldn't want to attend the funeral.
Yeah, and also they just know, I think over the years they've seen the same behaviour as me, where she's not got anything nice to say to people and she's very negative, and I think, like myself, they just don't want to be around that sort of behaviour.
Yeah, that's understandable. Goes back to what we were saying the other day, wasn't it? That there can be drains or radiators.
Yeah.
And we don't want to be around it's different, isn't it? Being around someone who wants to offload and talk about problems, that's okay. But yeah, a drain is someone who's constantly, like you say, negative all the time. And
yeah, well, I find out, I always believe that behaviour breeds behaviour. So if I go into the office and the people working around me are in an angry mood, I find that I start to feel angry after a while. Same way as if I go in and they're all in a happy mood, I start to feel happy after a while. Yes,
that's true. I think that's true. It's a bit like a yawn, isn't it? When if someone yawns, someone it's sort of contagious. Or even things like I don't know. One example, sort of being in a queue getting some shopping. If the cashier looks a bit unhappy and they've had a long day, if you make a joke with them and their face lights up, quite often you can see it sort of passed on.
Yeah.
I think, but yeah, if you're constantly living in that kind of negativity, it's a hard thing to, try and get out of. And I wonder also if, you know, I mean, you're naturally very different to that, and you're naturally positive. And I don't know, I wonder if maybe at a subconscious level you're determined not to be like your mum. Do you reckon?
I am. Yes, I'd say that definitely. I would never want to be like the way that she was.
No.
And I'm proud that I'm not.
Yeah, I'm proud of you. Very proud of you that you're very, very different to that. That must make you feel happy, just alone, knowing that you're. Thank God I'm not what what I came out of. You know.
Although it does tend to. I mean, we were speaking the other day, and I was saying because as a child I was surrounded by so much dysfunction. To me, it was familiar to have that around me. So although as an adult I try to avoid those sort of situations, the little Julie inside me still finds it familiar, and there's comfort in familiarity.
Yeah.
So I've had dysfunctional relationships as an adult that I know when I've entered into them that it's dysfunctional. And I still do it because I said there's that familiarity there.
Yeah, that makes sense. That does make sense, yeah. Did the counselling teach you a lot? You know, apart from overcoming drug and alcohol intake, did it sort of teach you where things have come from? You know, where like your mum's behaviour came from, and how to look at things differently from a psychological perspective?
There were lots of small things that I learned that were really helpful. I think one of my counsellors, I remember talking about when I was little how I felt like nobody was there for me. And she pointed out to me that day that I went to school covered in slashes, that all of the teachers were looking out for me, and they were there for me, and they called the police and everything. So although at home there were some terrible things happening, there were people that were looking out for me.
Oh, that's good.
So, I mean, I'd never thought about looking at it from that way before.
Yeah, I see.
So the counselling really did help me to see things from other perspectives.
That's important. Yeah, and you wouldn't have known at the time anyway, would you? So that was sort of enlightening. Yeah. I had a friend actually many years ago who, so it's just come to mind that her mum took it out on her because she wasn't a boy, and so her mum gave her a unisex name. You know, that's quite. Again, that's quite
interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that's like real denial, isn't it? That you've given birth to a daughter, if you given them a unisex name. It's just so sad. The whole issue of female to female abuse really intrigues me, because it's especially mothers. You know, mothers who abuse their daughters. It's mothers are the people that have carried us in their womb for 9 months, and you know they're supposed to be our protectors. It's just a whole interesting concept, isn't it?
Well, because as females, they know the sort of things that they've coped with through their life, and that their daughter would have to go through the same issues.
Yeah.
And to not be helpful and to abuse them. I think it's, well, there's no words for it really. I don't know how they could do that.
No, I mean, abuse is wrong, you know, it's genderless, but there's something more, I don't know about the word serious, there's something more interesting, I think, about when it's women, but especially mothers, that it just seems to make it, worse in some. I've got to be careful, because it's, you know, all abuse is wrong, but there's just something more disturbing, I think, is the word.
Yes, that's a good word. I often say to people, like, my mother is the person that was supposed to love me more than anyone else in the world.
Yeah.
And I think you're supposed to have that sort of bond with your mother. And, I mean, I don't have children, but I think one of the reasons I don't have children is because I'm scared that maybe if I did have one, I'd treat it badly because that's what she did. But,
Right.
yeah, it's one of those things. I imagine sometimes I'll think about having children, and I don't know how I could ever do that.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't. Your nature is very different to your mum. So, you wouldn't mistreat. You would treat her. You'd make a brilliant mum. But I think I can understand that fear in you because that's, like you say, it's familiarity. It's what you've known.
Yeah, and my brother, who lives in Egypt, says the same thing. He never had children.
Oh, right.
Because we always had that seed planted in our head, which was when it happened to me when I was younger.
Yeah.
So I was speaking to my brother once, and I said to him, if it happened to her when she was younger, look at what happened to me. I wouldn't want to do that to a child. Even though on a level I know that it wouldn't happen, if I look at it outside the box, like, no, I wouldn't do that.
No, you wouldn't.
Because that seed was planted in my mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a fear that will always be there.
Yeah, that makes sense. That does make sense. Yeah. Yeah, you're deep down you would be very different as a mum, but I can understand that's the fear would. See, it's awful, isn't it? How the sort of domino effect that behaviour has. It hasn't just abused you at the time, but even into adulthood, it's determined you and your brother to be fearful of having children yourself. Abusers don't really think about the long-term effect.
No, they don't, certainly. I think maybe that's why I've always just had dogs, and I always get rescue dogs as well, who have had a rough time.
Yeah. Yeah. That's logical. It's dreadful. We shouldn't need protecting from our mothers. We should be protected by our mothers. It's that's very sad. So if you do you remember at the time when we first met, and you, Julie, was so brilliant, weren't you? Because you did offer to come up to crumbs. I was almost going to say the place then. I just stopped myself. Oops. We'd have to start this again. You kindly offered to come up to the place where my abuser was, and then we spoke it through and thought perhaps it wasn't the best of ideas. But do you remember me saying to you, I would offer the same to come and meet yours if that were to happen. The offer's there anyway, mate, don't you? But if someone was offered to come with you, say myself, to meet with your mum, that wouldn't make any difference at all, you reckon?
Well, I think I said to you at the time that I would never get the answers that I need.
No.
But not just my mum, I think I said to you as well about going to see your abuser, that obviously as people we can imagine the answers that we need to help us to be able to process the situation.
Yeah.
But for these people to do the things that they've done over such a sustained period of time, then I don't think they would be forthcoming. Any abuse would be forthcoming with something that would be helpful to the person that they've abused.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Although it's a nice idea, it's just I think if someone went to see my mother, I think that I would end up very soon afterwards wishing that they hadn't bothered trying.
Really?
Yeah.
So do you reckon do you mean, sorry if I've misunderstood you, would you feel worse off for it, or it just wasn't worth it?
I think that, I haven't seen her for about 4 years.
Right.
But I think over that 4 years, I spent time sort of healing myself up from previous interactions with her.
Yeah.
And I think that if I tried to have a conversation with her now, or if somebody else did, it would just, sort of, to use the term, open up old wounds.
Right. Yeah, yeah. And I guess maybe it sounds like it could be fantasy in getting to some resolve rather than reality. And
Yeah, I mean, in my head, I still think, wouldn't it be nice if my mother sent me a Christmas card and wished me all the best?
yeah.
I know it would never happen because that's not the sort of person that she is. But I've always got that sort of hope.
Yeah, of course. That's natural, isn't it? Would you be absolutely flabbergasted if the future entered the room and said you would actually get that in the future? Would you be really surprised if you got that in the future?
Yes, I'd be shocked. I wouldn't believe it.
Really? Is that far removed?
Yeah, she's never been a mother. In talking to you this evening, I haven't said it, but generally I don't even use the term mother. I refer to her as the person that gave birth to me.
Yeah.
Because I don't think she deserves the title of a mother.
No, that's right. And that's probably healthy for you to use that term. Yeah, and sorry, I've used that actually. I used that without thinking. But no, you're right.
Well, it's a natural word to use, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess. But like you say, it's got to have the got to be backed up by the behaviour of being a mother, isn't it? Which sadly it isn't. Oh God, it's really sad. It's frustrating, isn't it? Because, you know, like with my situation, saying to you, do you remember, it can't be that difficult, it can't be that hard, it's just, you know, speaking to one person and getting the answers. And it's frustrating that it shouldn't be that hard, should it? People make it difficult because they don't blimmin' talk.
I think sometimes as well, it's like my mother, her communication skills are terrible.
Oh yeah, I remember you saying.
So she wouldn't really know how to behave in the situation where she needs to talk about important emotional events. And a lot of people as well, I don't think they realise when they're doing things. I think a lot of people just have a way of being with other people that doesn't make sense to us. But to somebody else it might make sense, I don't know.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm intrigued. You mentioned that she was face to face with the records from social services.
Yeah.
So how could she get out of that if it's actually there in black and white? How could she run from that? What did she do?
She said that I was lying, that the social workers were lying, that she would never do those things.
Oh. Can she put on charm as well? Is she a charmer?
I wouldn't say she's a charmer. It's really strange because over my life, people who I know have met her, and they said, "Oh, isn't she lovely?" And I'd sit there and think, are we talking about the same person?
Yeah.
But I think people have different personalities with different people. Obviously, from when I was young, she put all of her anger towards me. And to other people, she was very, very nice and kind. So that was the side that she showed them. But I've always said that people have different personalities. They have the one they use at work, the one they use with their partner, the one they use with their children.
Yeah, that's true, actually, yeah. Actors, basically good actors.
Yes, that's it. It's just, it's like when I go to work, I behave totally differently to what I would when I'm at home. Like with my dog, the way I talk to him like a baby.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't go into work and talk to my colleagues that way.
No. We'll ask them if they want a biscuit. Have they been a good boy?
They'll go for walkies.
Yeah. You have to remember who you're with, the company you're with. Oh, God. So if we went into this fantasy world where she wanted contact with you and she broke down in tears and said, please forgive me, I'm being an absolute beep, how would you feel? Would you be willing to forgive?
I wouldn't be. I mean, I'd be kind and polite because that's the sort of person that I am. But
yeah.
I don't know if she asks for forgiveness. I think forgiveness is just a word.
Yeah.
As I was saying, the sorry is. I'd need to see some action and behaviour.
Yeah.
Around that in order to forgive her. I'd need to be able to see that she really is sorry for what she did.
Yeah. Yeah, it's easy just to say sorry, isn't it? But even if, I don't know how you feel, Julie, but I know with myself, even may make me sound quite hard, but I think even if someone's sincerely means that they're sorry and they truly feel remorse, we can feel very, very differently about them. But, don't know, it may be still hard to actually forgive with all the awful things they've actually done. But it would make a big difference, wouldn't it, to actually hear them admit to it, and if they were truly, truly repentant.
Yeah, so like I said earlier, it's just about taking responsibility, about owning if she owned her behaviour and showed me that she could see and understand how wrong it was, then I can't say I definitely would, but I would be more likely to forgive her rather than if she just said sorry, because like I said, to me, sorry is just a word. It needs some action to back it up.
Yeah, and you'd have to. It's a bit like trust, isn't it? That the words need behavioural backup, and that would be over a period of time rather than just for the first week or so. I think it would have to be long lasting.
That's right, because for me it would take a long time to learn to trust her. I mean, she's when she was born in 1945, so she's 74 now.
Right.
So, you know what they say, when people get older, they get set in their ways.
Yeah.
So I don't think I'll ever see her again.
And it's more of an ingrained, that's part of your nature by then, isn't it? It's not as if you're just sort of like it. Yeah, you don't, sorry, did you say you don't think you'd ever see her again?
No, I don't think that I would now.
No. Would you want to?
So there's part of me, like the little Julie that lives inside me. It's like if I'm ever unwell, it's really strange. I don't get ill often, but if I do, and I'm sort of on the sofa feeling poorly, there's a little part of me that wants my mum to look after me, even though I've never had it. It's like that craving that's there. Yeah. And I think I'll always have that.
Yeah.
Where sometimes I think, oh, wouldn't it be nice to have a mum?
Yeah.
But then as soon as it comes into my mind, it goes again.
Does it?
Yeah. I mean, I've lived in this house for 20 years. She knows my telephone number. She's never sent me a birthday card or Christmas card. So I think that she wouldn't try to contact me again anyway. So switch off from it and just learn that it won't happen.
Yeah. It's probably for your own protection as well to get into that mode.
That's right, yes, because I know that, I mean, there's been times before over the years when I've not spoken to her, and I remember once she came round, we'd pre-arranged it, and we were going to have a chat, and she walked in, looked me up and down, and she said, "Oh, you've put on weight." And this is when she hadn't seen me for 2 years.
Oh,
and that's the sort of thing that I have to deal with her.
Do you know, it sounds awful, me saying this, but it's best that way, isn't it?
Yeah. I think that mental health-wise, because I've always suffered since a child with depression and things like that.
Yeah, naturally.
I think mental health-wise, but I don't think I know that I am far better off with her as far away from me as possible.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think that's... And I think, that has to apply with anyone, whether it's, friends, partners, or family members. It doesn't make any difference. I think if someone, even if they're blood related, if they're damaging to your life, it's best to just cut them off, not have anything to do with them, because
it's quite a difficult thing to realise that people in your life who are abusive towards you, it's the same as people with domestic violence and parents and children, any type of abuse. It takes a while for the person who's being abused to actually realise that they are being abused, that it's not their fault, and that they can do something to change it, to escape the abuse and get these people out of their lives.
Yeah.
So I think when people do that, it's great, and I always admire people when they stand up and say, "No, actually, this isn't acceptable to me anymore. So I'm leaving this situation."
Yeah, and it takes a strong thing to do that. It's a really strong step to do that, rather than just stay in it. And mental health can suffer physical, and of course mental health has a physical effect, doesn't it? It makes us ill, can cause stress and ulcers and things, and it's it's a healthy thing to sort of step away from that. And also, you'd be letting her win, wouldn't you, if you just kind of if you just sort of surrendered to that and didn't protect yourself, I think.
Yeah, but then something I realised, that I had a brief relationship a couple of years ago with somebody who's a female.
Yeah.
And I realised, after we were away into the relationship, I realised a kind of behaviour from her where it's like I've had lots of counselling over the years, and I've got lots of help and support to help me to be able to process things in my life. But she would say, like, "Oh, your counsellor's rubbish, you need to get one like what I had." Or, "You did this wrong, you should have done it the way that I did it." And I realised after being in that relationship for a few months that I was becoming miserable.
Yeah.
Because I felt like I wasn't good enough, I wasn't doing things right, I could have done it better, I should have done it better. And all those kinds of things. And thankfully, I was in a place where I could stand and say, "No, actually, I don't want to be a part of this anymore."
Yeah. Oh, good for you. Yeah,
Some people, I think, just... I mean, this person I went out with was a really nice person, but I think some people just don't know how to treat people.
No, I agree with that, and I think some people are just they're just naturally rude. Yeah, they haven't got a clue. They've got no social skills. They've got no... I don't know. They just don't really care. They don't think about what comes out. or they're just so egocentric that it's just their way or no way. It sounds maybe like what, but yeah, I think if we've been in an abusive situation and another abusive situation comes our way, even if it may be a bit different, like this, the girlfriend, we can still sort of feel, there's kind of similar red flags. They may be different red flags, but we still know that it's sort of control and...
Yeah, I had that feeling in my gut that was saying to me, run in that direction, run. But then the other part of me was saying, no, stay, you like this, remember?
Yeah, yes. Yeah, we can defend them. They're not all bad. Give them the benefit of the doubt. You know, there's another red flag. We
were saying, when I saw you last, about opposites attracting and saying...
Yeah.
I think that sometimes if you've got an abusive person and an introvert person who's very kind, sometimes the abusive person might think, well, if I hang around with this nice person, that might rub off on me, so I'll be a better person. And the nice person might think, there's an abusive person there, but it's okay, I'll fix them.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I think we're very similar in that. I think with, come here, I'll look after you.
Yeah.
And you end up worse off. But it's good that, no, it's better to be that way than the other way, but sometimes it doesn't do us any favours. But it's better to have a caring side than the non-feeling and just being horrible, because they're miserable in the end. I do think abusers are miserable in the end. You know, we can think, they just don't care, but I think, nah. The girlfriend that came, I don't know if I mentioned to you when we saw each other, the girlfriend that came after me, 2 months after me, said the only way to deal with this particular person is to feel sorry for her, because imagine having to live in that dark place. And that spoke lots to me, and maybe that's similar to your mum, you know, the person that gave birth to you, that they must be living in a very dark existence. They're not living in a world that's bright and happy and jolly, that, you know. And I think that's quite true, and isn't it? It must be quite horrible to live like that.
Yeah, you just remind me, actually, of the drinking support group that I went to years ago. Someone used to always say to me, if we saw somebody being unkind to somebody else, we would just sit and say, thank God that we don't live inside their head, because imagine how horrible it must be to live in a head where all you could do is see negative things, or those you can want is to treat people badly.
Yeah.
And things like that, and I'd never want to live in a head like that, and I am grateful that I don't.
Yeah, you will never live in a head like that, because that is completely foreign to you. And thank God. It's just horrible that the whole thing about bad things happen to good people. And no, I think you should be proud of the person that you've become. Not the person you've become, the person you are, because I think that's just, you know, even if these things hadn't happened to you, I think you would still be an all-loving person. But I think maybe it's enhanced the person you are because you've had these things happen. And no, you're quite the reverse from your mother. And that's a good thing, isn't it?
Yes, definitely. I think I'd say most people, fortunately, are a better person than her.
Yeah.
So.
It sounds like it. And oh, mate, this hour has gone so quickly.
Oh, has it gone already?
It's gone already. Thank you so much for sharing your story and being on the show and being a blessing to others, because, you know, I'm sure there are many listeners that will, you know, identify with certain aspects that you've shared with us. And so well done. Continue to, you know, grow in strength and positivity.
Oh, thank you, Deborah.
Oh, that's okay. Thank you again for, you know, being on, and I wish you a Merry Christmas. And will Oscar be having a Christmas dinner?
Yes, he will. I'll cook us a big roast dinner.
Oh,
and then
nice.
we'll go for a big walk.
Oh, no, walk it off. He can walk it off. Oh, by the sea. Oh, thanks again, Julie, for sharing with us. And to the audience, I wish you a very happy Christmas, a blessed Christmas. And until next time, much love and God bless. And the website, womenwhoabusewomen.com, the link for the website will be on the homepage of the show. Until next time, lots of love and God bless.